This is Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer.
Are you ready to instill the spirit of excellence? Four-time world champion and Smarty founder Alan Bach knows that in order to be a pro, you have to train like a pro. Keeping the roper's needs in mind, Smarty offers an extensive line of training products for ropers of all levels and disciplines. If you need it, we have it, including a complete saddle and apparel line to keep you and your horse in style going down the road. For more information on products, training camps, or our Smarty Young Pro incentives, you can follow us on our social media pages, or you can check out smartyroping.com. If it's not a Smarty, it's just a dummy.
Hey you guys, this is Casey from over at the Breakaway Roping Journal, filling in for Chelsea. I am down in Fort Worth, Texas, and we just wrapped up the Cowtown Christmas Championships. That is the WCRA event that took place this weekend. Everybody kind of came home from Vegas and went straight to Cowtown, and it was really a lot of fun. Saturday saw the showdown round, which was a 7-man round, and everybody was guaranteed $1,000 for making it there. They competed in the performances throughout the week, and then Caleb Driggers and Junior Noguera were the number 1 seed into the event through the virtual rodeo qualifier leaderboard. Now, fun fact, they also locked up a $25,000 bonus check on the year for having the most points on that VRQ leaderboard. Anyway, back to the Cowtown Christmas Championships. 7 teams were in the showdown round, and the top 3 teams to come out of that round were Caleb Green and Joe Mattern. They were 4-89. Clay Tryon and Jade Corkill, they were 4-33, and Nelson Wyatt and Buddy Hawkins were 4.08. They came down to the Triple Crown of Rodeo round. The first team out was Caleb Green and Joe Mattern, and they were 4-7. They cashed a check for $2,500 for that run. Second out were Clay Tryon and Jade Corkill, and they put together a pretty sweet 3.9, but it was not as sweet as Nelson Wyatt and Buddy Hawkins. They were 3-6, the last team out, and they cashed a check for $15,000, which gave Clay Tryon and Jade Corkill $6,500 for their second place money. I caught up with Nelson and Buddy right when they came out, and Buddy's wife and his little girl came over, so we got a little picture afterwards, and they're going to tell you about the horses that they were using and kind of what made them want to nominate WCRA this year, and for Buddy, what it was like coming back straight from Vegas and rolling right into the Cowtown Christmas Championships. And for Nelson Wyatt, he said this was a great boost at the end of the year. We know that he had some success out in Arizona at the Jackpots, but it was good for him to kind of get back in his groove at the rodeos, and he is really looking forward to the 2023 season. And you will hear in the interview, no, they are not going to be roping together in the 2023 rodeo season. We had some people asking on social media already, so just want to dispel any rumors. Thanks for letting me step in for Chelsea today, and here's Nelson and Buddy.
So is the secret to winning keeping your phone in your back pocket?
Well, yeah, there's been a lot of money won with our phone in there. You never know when you need to take a call. Sometimes I just put it back in my pocket, leave somebody on the line, and then I pull it out when I get to the back end of the arena. But usually they hang up while I'm doing interviews.
All right, Nelson, you came in firing. Talk about what was going through your head when you backed in the box.
3.7 or 3.8, whatever Clay Tryon was, it's $15,000 for first and then like $6,500 for second. So, I'll take $15,000 or $6,500 any day, and I felt like my best chance was going fast anyway. I knew if I turned him fast, Buddy was definitely going to heal him. So, it's kind of happened kind of fast, honestly. Like I didn't get a very good start the first time, and I was wanting to get a better start, and it just kind of, I don't know, it happened fast.
Okay. How did you recover from that run yesterday versus coming back today and putting up 2 solid times?
Well, last night all I had to do was catch. And I thought I had a different steer than I had. And, just kind of like a minor malfunction of thought. should have run at the barrier more. And just luckily I had Buddy back there, and he was ready for anything because I put it all in his lap. Same steer I ran last night. We run a while ago. So I knew he was going to be sharp. Kind of didn't mind having him tonight, knowing that he was going to leave sharp. So just get a better start. He was a good steer. I was just late last night.
So that was the steer you had in the 7-man that you had last night. What did you know about the steer that you had in the 3-man?
The steer we run in the 3-man, Clay Smith run in the 7-man, or in the previous rounds, the qualifying rounds. And we got to pick him, so we knew he was going to be pretty good.
I gotcha. So, Buddy, you're getting pretty comfortable with big checks this year. Talk about this year and what it's meant for you.
Oh, man, it's been a dream. The shortest story I can tell about it, I was on live with Lucia out there in Vegas, and he said to summarize my year inside the arena and outside the arena, including the birth of my daughter. And most of those big wins came, after the fact, which is, I told him, that's kind of a sad thing to do to rodeo. She's walking up right now, but there's no comparison to what we do in the arena. But it provides me the opportunity to be a dad on the day in and day out, and that's what I want to do. So the year's just been amazing. I've had so many good partners. Most of my big wins, obviously, with Andrew, because we qualify for all the big events. Man, I just get a lot of opportunities, and I've been honored to capitalize on a few of them.
Awesome. Tell me about the horse you're using tonight.
This is X, and he's in my opinion, he's the most solid horse there is in our event. I think there's more athletic horses, there's more talented, there's horses that do a couple things better. But, one of the things I heard him saying on the live show tonight on the live feed, they were talking about the start, and that's so important in every event, whether even if you cross event and we talk about, events like reining and cutting and stuff, the way you start your run has everything to do with it. And this horse, I have the most confidence in the box in these type setups, and it's so important if you draw the run from where a 3-second run has to end in a very small area of the arena. If you go from the end to the beginning, so many times the runs start off a little rocky and they end up in the wrong part. In the heeling, whether it's too far down the arena or not far enough, both of those will happen in almost every rodeo performance of the year. And this horse, he's 15 now. He's been rodeoed on for 5 or 6 years, but sure, the last 4 years full time. And man, he hardly ever ends up in a spot where it's his fault that I didn't win something. He always gives me that opportunity, and so that's a gift and a great opportunity for me to have one like that I can count on.
Awesome. Nelson, let's talk about the gray.
I bought this horse from a buddy of mine, Colt Fisher, January of 21. Primarily rode him the last couple of years. He's really good inside, fast-footed, score's good. Wants to duck a little bit sometimes, but usually it's trying to help me win, and has been a blessing for me.
Was he going a little bit early tonight, or were you going a little bit early with that read?
I really don't know. I haven't got to watch the second one. The first one he felt perfect, just perfect in time. I don't really like climbing out of the saddle like I did on both runs, because I kind of got a bad habit about that. And whenever you do that, it just leaves the door open for him to duck. And I kind of didn't help him, and he kind of did duck on the second one, I feel like. And but I mean, they got to be fairly tight to be 3. They can't be a jump free. So he really did as good as he could have done tonight. I didn't help him a whole lot.
Awesome. And so looking at 2023, does this give you a nice little boost going into next year? Does it change your plans at all, or do you have your game plan?
As far as changing plans, no. Plan on rodeoing with Chase Trine, and it's definitely nice to have $15,000 to go in this time of the year, because there's just about the last thing I'll go to till Odessa. So it's nice to have $15,000 this time of year for sure. Anytime, but definitely now.
Little Christmas present bonus there.
Yeah, somebody might get a better Christmas present.
So, buddy, did you guys get a chance to sleep very much when you got back from Vegas, or are you going to sleep after that?
Oh, you know what? It's the Vegas deal, you really learn. My first time out there, I did a really bad job of managing time, and I was a yes man, and so I really got caught going back and forth across town, learning how to travel, learning how to navigate. After 4 or 5 trips, I've gotten a lot better. I have the best sponsors in the world, and honestly, they require nothing of me. They request things, and it's an honor to be able to serve them, and so I do. But the schedule, if anything, the hard part for me is that there's not enough of my normal activities when I'm out there as far as riding and roping and being outdoors. So I still take care of my own horses and do my chores. I take my daughter out and throw her in the sand pile, and she digs for treasures every day. And so within that, we get a decent amount of rest. The trip back wore on us just a little. It is a long time out there, but we're well rested. I did take a couple slow days when I got back, and then just the last 2 days, actually, the 2 days before this, I went ahead and went and ran 30 to 50 steers each day, probably. I didn't let myself rope a lot before the NFR this year because I didn't have anything I really wanted to change. Now, going into 23, I have a few things I need to modify, I believe, to the sport's maturing and growing, and we're learning, and if you stay the same, naturally these young guys are going to come along, and it's funny because yesterday I was a young guy and today I'm middle-aged. Jade and TG and Jake Long and I were kind of visiting about that when we were out there. We're all within a couple years of one another, and you look up and you're kind of on the older side of things now, but I feel confident, and I've learned enough. I think that I don't need to run as the thousands of steers to improve my roping now. Long answer to a short question, but we're well rested, excited about the holidays, got family coming in, and so this is a great way to fit something between the national finals and Christmas that pays a ton of money. I mean, this is 15% of what I won out there in Vegas, and I did it an hour from the house in 2 friendly runs. I come to the stockyards most Fridays and Saturdays when I'm home anyways, and I love it over here. Miss Cindy takes good care of us, but usually I'm roping for 1,000 or 1,500, and then to be able to rope 15,000 is awesome.
Add another 0.
Yep.
Nelson, do you feel old yet? Do you still feel like one of the younger guys?
I don't know how I feel, really. I'm scared that I'm creeping in on 30, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm not 20 anymore. That's about all I can say about that, I guess.
Well, congratulations again, you guys.
All right, you guys, there you have it. Nelson Wyatt and Buddy Hawkins. On top of their many other accomplishments, now your 2022 WCRA Cowtown Christmas Championship champions. Although I'm not sure if Nelson was more excited about the $15,000 or the fact that he got to take a very large cardboard check home with him. He was quite excited about that. So congratulations again to those guys. Make sure that you guys are following us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and keeping up with all of the content that we have been rolling out from jackpots, the NFR, WCRA coverage, and all the things. And if you want to train like a pro, make sure you check out smartyroping.com to get your Smarty training tools. And we thank them for making this episode possible. All right, guys, next time Chelsea will be back. Have no fear. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday and Happy New Year and all those good things. Thanks so much.